So, the article I picked was about a tool to use to help improve your listening skills. This article is very interesting to read, and I did gather a lot of information from it that I didn't know beforehand. It can be very helpful to use in the future also. In this article, we are told that even though you may be considered a good listener, there are some things that you may still be able to improve on. For example, when someone is talking to you and before they get done talking, you sometimes might find yourself finishing their sentence or responding way too quickly to what they ask or what they say. When you do this, you aren't allowing yourself or the other person you are talking to gather their thoughts or have time to think about what they really want to say. People may not care that you interrupt them or cut off what they're saying, but oftentimes you can see them react in a way that tells them if they do care. So, in this article, it basically just tells us about a technique that everyone should try and use called breathe before you speak. This basically means before you respond during a conversation, you take a breath before speaking. You don't need to take a loud breath or anything like that. You just need to take a normal breath and then you start speaking. You do this because that pause of silence makes you think about what you're going to say. Maybe you'll reconsider your response or say something slightly different than what you are going to say, or you might not even say anything at all. The other person in the conversation may have more they want to say and realize this, and maybe they wouldn't have said it if you interrupted them instead of pausing to take in that breath. It may be difficult at times because you may want to respond quickly without even thinking about it, and you might just be used to doing that. The whole article just talks about this technique and how it is used and how helpful it can be in different situations. I personally have never heard of this or used this technique before, but I think it could possibly be very effective. I think I will try to use it from here on out in future situations. I think verbal judo could benefit from this technique because it can help you in many different situations. Breathing before you speak can help have a nicer conversation without anger or any harsh words. Waiting until the end of the conversation to speak and fully hear what the other person has to say. By doing this, it can keep the conversation at a more mature level and may not turn the conversation into a huge argument. It allows both people engaging in the conversation to be able to say what they are thinking without getting interrupted. Thinking during that silent breath can make you realize what you were going to say isn't actually the right thing to say, or what you're going to say you don't really need to say at all. Overall, I think people should try breathing before you speak because it may actually be more helpful than what they think. The 3 questions I'm asking are, could the breathe before you speak technique be beneficial in your future conversations in your opinion? Or, have you ever heard of this technique before? And if not, would you try it out? And then my 3rd and final question is, do you think this technique would work for you?